Hello, and welcome back. Today, we're doing our bit for alcoholics worldwide with drinking hacks for the accomplished drinker.
Cheers! Refix.
10. Flat champagne. Champagne goes flat fairly quickly, and without the bubbles, it's just stale overpriced wine. To bring back the fizz and to keep the party going, simply drop a raisin into the bottle or the glass. It'll look like someone dropped a miniature turd into your booze, but it'll keep the bubbles flowing and it might also stop your friends from stealing it. If you actually want your friends to drink it, just tell them it's Mexican champagne and that the raisin is a small worm.
That is fucking disgusting.
9. Cheap, expensive wine. If you have a habit for buying cheap wine that tastes like it's been made in someone's bathtub and contains about as much actual fruit as a Pop-Tart, then you're not alone. Not all of us can afford to drop a week's wages on a bottle with a fancy label and a French name, but there are ways you can improve the taste. By pouring your red wine in a blender and then giving it a whiz for 30 seconds, you will aerate it just enough to eliminate the taste of sour vinegar, turning your gutter swill into something palatable. 8. Cheap, expensive vodka. There is no need to spend hundreds of dollars on a bottle of vodka. In fact, you shouldn't be paying more than $50 a bottle. Vodka isn't aged, and it doesn't have a taste. The only difference between a $10 bottle of vodka and a $50 is the fact that the $50 bottle has been filtered more times and may or may not contain the tears of several virgins. As with wine, there is a way to make your cheap vodka more palatable. Simply pour it through a water filter a few times, or once, whatever, we don't care. This homemade filtering should improve the taste. 7. Homemade corkscrew. Don't have a corkscrew? Shame on you! What kind of self-respecting alcoholic are you? Fear not though, your liver hasn't escaped just yet. There are other ways you can get into that bottle. If you have a hammer on hand, simply knock a couple of nails into the cork and then use the claw side of the hammer to pull it out. If not, you could also use a metal coat hanger. Just twist the end into a spiral and use it like you would a corkscrew.
Easy.
Oui, bonjour day.
Bonjour. Have a good day. Félicitations.
Félicitations. Now let's drink it.
6. Homemade bottle opener. Apple's peripherals are overpriced and they only work with Apple products. Or so you thought. You can actually use your Mac charger to open a bottle of beer because as soon as you remove the corner, it fits perfectly under the cap. It almost justifies the $50 that you paid for this piece of plastic. With enough practice, you can just as easily open a beer bottle with a lighter, a wedding ring, a spoon, or even another bottle. You can also apparently use a chainsaw, although we have to bring into question your priorities if you own a chainsaw but not a bottle opener. Five. Red wine stain. If you're left with a large red wine stain on your carpet because some idiot couldn't handle their booze and suddenly lost control of their limbs, come on, admit it, it was you. Then simply throw some salt and some white wine onto the stain. This sounds like one of those nonsense tips designed to mess with people, like putting your iPhone in the microwave to charge it, which totally works, by the way. But believe it or not, this does work. 4. Alternative ice. Ice and good booze don't always mix, because no one wants to drink watered down wine, and unless you're one of those ungodly types who mixes Coke with whiskey, most people don't like to drink watered down whiskey either. Luckily, there are better ways. To cool wine or sangria, simply freeze grapes. Red and black grapes work best for red wine, while green grapes work best for white wine. You can also freeze berries for cocktails and sangria. And if you want to keep water away from your whiskey, invest in some whiskey stones, which will keep it cool and undiluted. 3. Playing with vodka. Vodka is a simple but wonderful spirit, and one that you can do so much with. Don't be tempted into paying over the odds for vodka mixes and shots. Just grab the real deal and have some fun in the kitchen. Pour some vodka in a jar, throw in some cut and opened vanilla pods, and in a few weeks, you'll have more vanilla extract than you know what to do with. Add some fruit juice and gelatin to your vodka for some Jell-O shots, or add different flavors of Skittles. Give it a shake and then filter out the mush for a rainbow of drunkenness that is sure to impress your friends.
Oh yes, Daddy!
2. Reusing. If you've recently thrown a party or have spent another night drowning your sorrows with booze, chocolate, and Netflix, then don't be so quick to throw those empty bottles away. There is no end to the usefulness of booze, because even after it has helped you to forget your miserable life for another night, they can still be put to good use. The spouts on spirit bottles are perfect for olive oil, and once you hack off the ends, beer bottles make great candle holders and wine bottles make great tumblers. 1. Sneaking booze. Need to sneak booze onto a cruise ship or into a hotel? Simply empty a bottle of mouthwash, fill it with vodka, gin, or your clear spirit of choice, and then add some green or blue food coloring. You can do the same with pop bottles, adding whatever food coloring matches the liquid that you emptied out. If booze is allowed, but you're worried that the bottles will break in your suitcase, simply slide a thick sock over them. This will keep them protected and will ensure you don't spend the rest of your holiday picking glass out of alcohol-scented underpants.